Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Clever Clarinetist. I'm your host, Dr. Larkin Sanders. Today I have some brand new mouthpieces from Selmer Paris, the Echo Mouthpiece. I'm really excited to try them, mostly because they have very similar construction to my favorite D'Addario mouthpiece, the Evolution. They have the same table length, the same tip opening, and they're even milled. We'll get around to that in a second, but I'm really excited to try them and see how similar they are to my current mouthpiece, or if they are even better. So before we get started trying these mouthpieces, I will play on my controlled mouthpiece, which is my own personal D'Addario Evolution mouthpiece, and I have a fresh reed that I just opened. So that we don't have any weird reed situation where the reed has like molded and learned the mouthpiece facing blah blah blah. So I'm going to put this on my mouthpiece and give it a whirl. Alright, I'm going to play an F major scale slurred, F major scale tongued, and an excerpt from the Brahms E flat major sonata. It's my favorite thing to use in trials because it takes you all through the range and does big skips and all kinds of things. All right, here we go. So it's my mouthpiece, so I like it. This reed is pretty good too. I like it. It is a reserve classic 3.5, so it's my reed of choice. But like I said, this is the first time it's ever been used. So I'm going to start switching over to the first of the three Selmer Paris Echo mouthpieces I have to try. All right, I have assembled the first Echo mouthpiece. Let's give it a toot. Nice. Like after the first play on this mouthpiece, it feels almost exactly the same as my D'Addario Evolution mouthpiece. I can tell that the shape of it is slightly different because I can feel the difference in my mouth. So that would take a little bit of getting used to, just the tactile sensation of playing on this mouthpiece. Otherwise, I really like the sound that's coming out of it. And the reed feels really good against it, so I probably wouldn't have to change any of my reeds. Cool. All right, on to the next one. All right, Echo number 2. feels very similar. I honestly can't really tell the difference between the sound of the two mouthpieces, and they felt very similar. I mean, at a basic level, that doesn't really apply to the mouthpiece trial. They have different patches on them. And I can feel the difference, but I'm not really concerned with that, and it really doesn't bother me. But in case you can see it from your perspective, yes, you're correct. This is a rubber mouthpiece patch, and this is just a clear patch. Let's keep going. All right, this is echo number 3. So I'm officially impressed. All these mouthpieces sounded really good, and they felt very similar. I honestly couldn't really feel a very big difference, which really speaks to the manufacturing process of these mouthpieces. If you've seen my D'Addario mouthpiece trial, you know how much I love a good milled mouthpiece. And that's probably the most impressive feature of these mouthpieces, is that, like D'Addario's mouthpieces, these Selmer Paris mouthpieces, these Echo mouthpieces, are milled instead of molded. So when mouthpieces are made, they are typically either molded by melting the rubber down, sticking it in a mold, and letting it cool and shrink, and out comes a mouthpiece. In theory, this is a great idea, but what actually ends up happening, well, it's a great idea because you'll come out with all these identical mouthpieces with very little effort, but what actually ends up happening is a lot of inconsistencies and a lot of mouthpieces that are supposed to be the same make and model that feel totally different. And that's really frustrating when you're trying to buy a mouthpiece. You end up wasting so much time trying a million different mouthpieces, trying to find
the one mouthpiece to rule them all.
And it's ridiculous. And then, God forbid, something should happen to that mouthpiece and you have to replace it, because then you just have to go through the same process all over again. So frustrating. But then there are milled mouthpieces, and milled mouthpieces are when raw rubber is basically carved into a mouthpiece. And with modern day technology, we now have computers and CNC machines that will literally make mouthpieces that are exactly the same over and over and over again. Therefore, buying a milled mouthpiece is way easier and way less time, and overall, in my opinion, a better value than buying a molded mouthpiece. So all these Echo mouthpieces are milled, and so are the D'Addario mouthpieces that I sell in my shop as well. And I believe my Chetavilles are also milled but hand finished. So I'm a big fan of the milled mouthpiece, mostly for the consistency and also for the lack of hassle when it comes to replacing the mouthpiece, because you will have to replace the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece isn't going to last you forever. That's just not how they work. Unfortunately, they're not made of stainless steel. They're made of rubber. And over time, they warp and they change shape because you're putting your mouth on it and tying a piece of metal to it every day. So I recommend changing your mouthpiece out every 5 years or sooner. You'll also feel it. You'll start being real squeaky and inconsistent, and it's unpleasant. So in general, okay, my point is you will have to change your mouthpiece from time to time, and I think it's great to know that in 3 years after I'm done with my D'Addario Evolution mouthpiece, I can just pull another one off the shelf. I don't have to go through the whole trial process again, unless I just want to, and I do like trying new things. So I can tell that these Echo mouthpieces will be very similar. If you like them and you're needing to replace them, it will be very easy. to do so. And also, you don't have to try a whole bunch of them. You can probably just try one, and if you like it, great. And if you don't like it, then that's it. That's the end of your trial. Move on with your life. And because we're here, we might as well talk a little bit about the packaging. I really like it. So it comes in these nice boxes. They're actually like, you could say they're flimsy and little boxes, but that's, you know, it's a box that it comes in. So what I'm seeing is a box that's really easy to recycle, which I think is really nice of Selmer Paris to make something that is easy to dispose of after you have found your mouthpiece. And it also comes in this nice velvet pouch. I think mouthpieces that come in a velvet pouch are really nice because sometimes we can't store our mouthpieces or shouldn't store our mouthpieces with our clarinets. I know. Where else are you supposed to store them? But this is the thing. The compound of rubber that we use to make mouthpieces has a weird effect on silver-plated keys and will actually cause tarnishing. So sometimes, depending on your body chemistry, in addition to the chemistry of your mouthpiece may or may not be the cause of tarnish of your clarinet in its case. So if you are one of those people, like me, mine's not so bad, but I definitely have students who are like really bad with their mouthpiece, and their like mouthpieces tarnish the crap out of their clarinets, and they have to keep their mouthpieces in a different compartment to where their clarinets are stored so that they're just not tarnishing constantly. So having a mouthpiece pouch, I think, is a big deal. I think it's really important so that you can store your mouthpiece in a place that might not be the primary compartment of your clarinet case. Each of the mouthpieces also comes with a patch, which I really like. Oftentimes you get home with all these mouthpieces to try and you have no patches. Oh, but you're expected to patch the mouthpiece. Oh, I mean, I do patch all my mouthpieces before I send them out on trial because I know what a headache that can be. But I also know it can be an added expense to your already expensive mouthpiece search. So I appreciate that there is a little mouthpiece patch included in the box. Well, that's basically all I have to say about the Selmer Paris Echo mouthpiece, not the Evolution mouthpiece. I really like them. I highly recommend that you try them if you're curious at all, to definitely give them a shot. They are a lot like my D'Addario Evolution mouthpiece, which I also love very, very much. It would basically be a lateral move for me. It would be like playing the same mouthpiece based on what I can tell, both from playing it and from the specifications of the mouthpieces themselves. It's like playing the Selmer carbon copy of my mouthpiece. Like I said, they're worth a try if you're at all curious. I have several in my shop right now. You just heard me play the 3 that I just got, and I'd be happy to hook you up with some kind of trial, or if you're in the Kansas City area, I would love to listen to you and help you pick the perfect mouthpiece, whether it's one of these Selmer Echoes, a Chetaville, a D'Addario, or maybe even something else. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.